Hey, what's up, guys? So on our call last week, there were some questions about comping property, and to be honest, it's one of the most common problems, I would guess, or one of the most common challenges for new investors. Everybody wants to know, what's the secret behind the secret? What's the one trick to comping property? And I'll tell you the real answer. There is none. The real trick to comping property is that there's no way to do it other than just to dig in and do it. The three things that you want to take a look at is, first of all, are you selling to a wholesaler? Are you selling to a rehabber? Or are you selling to a builder? Which comes back to, you should know who your buyer is in advance. Hopefully you're reverse wholesaling and you're going out shopping instead of just, throwing darts at the dartboard and seeing what comes. If you get a great deal, that does work. I've done it lots, but it's a lot easier when you know who you're shopping for, so that you can go out and find that person. Now that said, everybody in the planet uses the formula, the after repair times 0.7 minus repairs. Everybody uses that, right? Well, that's not always, it always works. It's always a good gauge. If you can get that, good for you. But what you should be making your offers on, if you're a wholesaler, is really, what will somebody pay? So you're either going to do it as a wholesaler, you're going to do it as a rehabber, or you're going to do it as a builder. If you're doing land. So if you're selling as a wholesaler, are you selling to somebody that's buying as a rental? Because if they are, then they're probably going to want to know how much rent it's going to bring in. That's more of a cosmetic thing. Maybe they move somebody in and you're selling it to a landlord, and they're generally going to be willing to pay more. If you're selling to a rehabber, how much do they want to make? Because some people want to make $30,000, some people are happy making $20,000. So what you really need to do is find out how much they want to make, what is the after repair, figure in their profit using the ARV minus repairs and sales costs and all that, and back out your profit. It's more about who you're selling to as a wholesaler. If you're buying as an investor, it really is about what is the market value right now. And comping property is pretty straightforward. You just need to be honest with yourself. And that's kind of the hard part, especially for new folks. You need to be realistic about what that thing is going to bring, how many days on market, are you going to have issues, how are you going to beat out the other things, and where's the market trending. So that's kind of that. As far as shopping for builders, if you're looking at dirt, you need to find out, again, what do they want to pay? Call them up and ask them, say, hey, what is your build out? How much is the house that you're going to build? What you build, how much does that sell for? Because that's going to tell you how much you can pay for the dirt, right? How much does it sell for in the end? How much does it cost you to build it? What is your cost per square foot? And how much you want to pay for the dirt? Typically, it's about a quarter. So, and that depends, is it already got gas, already got sewer, already got electric, is it a teardown? Or are you having to do development? So all those things feed into it. I think that at some point here in the near future, we'll probably do some kind of full class or short course on how to actually comp property well, because it is honestly the biggest challenge that I see with new people coming in, and they bring contracts in, and you're like, dude, this isn't even close to being a deal. And then sometimes you'll see people pass on stuff, and you're like, oh man, I could have sold that. I had a buyer for that. So, the real question is, at the end of the day, I think, what is somebody willing to pay? And if you're doing the reverse wholesaling, you probably have a whole lot of different people that are going to give you different prices because, people are willing to take different profit margins. They have different motivations. So there is no real solid price. It's more a matter of what will somebody pay for that particular property. Hope that helps. Adios.